It is the Morning Brew with Friends. We have a fun show. We got our friend Cara Tolino here. We're going to talk about some events going on at Civic Plaza. We've got a DJ, a live house DJ, and B-Boys, and Howie, all from Yelptropolis, are going to talk to us about awesome stuff today. And Laura from Animal Humane brought in the cutest little puppy. All on the Morning Brew with Friends. It's great to have you on. You have never been on the show before, Cara. It is so much fun, right?
It's so much fun.
And we've got DJ Sec One here who's going to be spinning tunes all morning for us. I love this. We have, he's going to be our house DJ band guy all day.
Exciting.
It's going to be so much fun. But first, we got headlines that are brought to us by our friends at the Tony and Guy Hairdressing Academy. And I think this is really awesome. The guys at ABQid are kicking off their second class this week. And this is one of the great new things the city is doing, I think. City and these guys from a bunch of venture capitalists got together last year and decided we're going to just start companies any way we can. So they launched this business accelerator, and this thing is nuts. I know you know a little bit about this. You've been going to office hours and hanging out over there, right?
It's a great thing.
And this is Bill Bice. He is the head of ABQid, the chairman of the board there, and also like a multi-billionaire, maybe trillionaire. Something like that, helping start all these companies here in the state, right? And it's just very cool. They're going to start their second class of this thing. Tomorrow night they're going to announce them. And there's 14 companies in. We don't know who yet, but every company, they get a $20,000 stipend in exchange for giving away 6% of the company to ABQid. And the idea is to launch them through this crazy process, and in 90 days you have a company.
Right.
Last year they started 12. And 8 of those 12 are still going, which is really cool.
It's very exciting for Albuquerque.
Right. This is the kind of thing we've been needing for a long time. It's real on-the-ground economic development.
It's very true.
And speaking of economic development, I think this is just very interesting. The Sandia National Labs contract is actually out, and I don't think a lot of people realize that Sandia National Labs, though it's a federal facility, is actually run by Lockheed Martin. And they have the M&O contract, which is the maintenance and operations contract for Sandia National Labs. And it's a $2.7 billion contract to run this thing. And Lockheed's had it for the last 20 years. And there's a bunch of other companies who are interested in stepping up and bidding on it this time. We've got 2 years to find out who or what company, entity, or team would even be interested, really. But it could be really interesting to see what happens with that, because when you have $2.7 billion on the line, it brings out a lot of big players.
Indeed.
So we'll see who comes out and what their plans are for it, and see if Lockheed wants to keep it or if they want to pass it on to someone else. And this is just cool. You're not a car person like I am.
No.
But I love the vroom vroom car racing. And yesterday, I had to sit at home. I missed it Sunday, I got to admit, but it was the Indy 500, and I had to watch. And this is Juan Pablo Montoya, and he beat the guy with the best name in car racing, Will Power.
It is a good name.
Right? Will Power. I don't know, if your last name is Power, I think you just have to name your kid Will.
He's a lot to live up to.
Right?
Yeah.
Or Max.
He lived up to it. Right?
And there's a couple of sad, notable deaths over the long weekend. A guy named John Nash died, and a lot of people may know that name may ring a bell because he was the guy that was actually the real guy behind the movie A Beautiful Mind. And I had no idea that 2001 film was actually based on a real person. I just thought it was a cool film. And he was the real guy behind it. And he ended up dying in a car crash this weekend, which was sad. But it turns out that he was just even more interesting than the actual film even made him seem. And then finally today, this is sad. B.B. King passed.
It's very sad.
Right. And you and I are both huge music fans. We know this. And I was amazed that he was still alive, because all of the guys who were, all the greats, you think of Coltrane, you think of Muddy Waters, all these guys who...
Chuck Berry's
still alive.
I mean, he is still alive, I forgot.
But all of these guys, there are very few of them left.
It's true.
And B.B. King, his name was actually an acronym. He was the Beale Street Blues Boy. And then when he started making records, DJs refused to say the Beale Street Blues Boy because it's a hard thing to say on the radio.
It's a tongue twister.
So they just started calling him BB. And that became his name. And that became his whole thing. But it's amazing to me that he was just still alive, and it's sad to see him pass. But we've got some fun new music this morning with our DJ Sec One, which is really cool. And he's going to be playing, just spinning records for us all morning on the Morning Brew with Friends.